Hello everybody, it's DK and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial. Today, we are finally taking a look at automatic iron farms with built-in storage and sorting. So, it's gonna be a long ride, but let's hop into it and take a look at the materials you're gonna need for today. Alright, and for today's build, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to need quite a lot. So this is a very resource-heavy build, but let's take a look and we'll get through this together. So for today's build, you're going to need 4 chests, 15 hoppers, a composter, at least a stack of some sort of building block, some slabs. You're also going to need, it says 2 right here, you're actually going to need 6 sticky pistons. You're going to need about 6 to 7 repeaters, 3 comparators, some oak signs or any kind of sign will work, some redstone dust, a block of redstone, 1 redstone torch. You're also going to need a bucket, as well as a bucket of lava and a water bucket. You're going to need 4 of any villager station. So I have a lectern, a loom, a fletching table, and a smithing table. You're going to need 4 beds. You're going to need at least a stack of glass. I know there's only 31 here. You're going to need 6 lanterns, a name tag, which is going to be the hardest to get, and you're also going to need an anvil. And not pictured in this area right now is 4 of any different kind of slab that are different than these, as well as 1 iron ingot for our sorting system. So, with that, let's hop into the build. Alright, so now that we have our materials gathered, we can move on to our first step of this, and our first step is actually really simple. We're going to start with the storage area before we actually get to the actual farm itself. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to make, or dig out an area that is 4 blocks long and 8 blocks wide. So you're going to go 4, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks wide, and we're just going to go and dig this all out. And when we dig this out, we want to make this 3 deep. So this is 1 deep, 2 deep, and then we're still gonna need to go 1 more deep after that. So this is going to be our storage area that we're going to use to not only store our iron, but we're also going to use to sort out the poppies that we get from our iron golems as well, and turn them into bone meal, which is another like incredibly useful resource that you get as an added bonus here. So after you've done this, your next step is very simple. We're going to make some stairs. So we're just going to go here, dig ourselves some stairs out, so that way we can get down here and be able to gather up the materials that we need. Alright, and now that we have this dug out, ladies and gentlemen, we can actually move on and start on the actual sorting system part of this. So for this part, you're going to need your building blocks, your composter, your hoppers, and your chest for right now. So, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over to this corner right here, and we're going to build up just a little bit, and right here on this corner, we're going to place our composter. Very simple. After I've done this, I'm going to grab my hoppers, and I'm going to go and just use these hoppers to create a line of hoppers feeding into each other all the way back to the end, just like this. Once I've done this, I'm going to come over to this side. I'm going to place 2 of my chests right here. And then right next to this, I'm going to put a hopper going into it that's coming out of the composter. Very simple. After I've done this, I'm going to decide where my chests are going to go at the bottom down here. So, for example, I think I want my chests to go, let's put our chests right here, just like this. Once I have my chests here, what I'm going to do next, actually, I'm going to put my chest 1 forward. What I'm going to do next after I have my chests here is I'm going to take and put 2 hoppers put a hopper facing backwards just like this, and a hopper facing forward into the chest just like so. And if you've watched any of my videos before and you know how to make a sorting system, you should probably be able to tell what's going to come next. So after I've done this, I'm going to come up to the top. I'm going to dig down just 2 squares, just like so. And once I've done that, this is the area where the actual sorting system, like the redstone for the sorting system that we're making, is going to go. So for this section, you're going to need 1 of your comparators, you're going to need 1 of your repeaters, you're going to need 3 redstone dust, and you're going to need that lovely redstone torch that we had. And it looks just like this. I'm going to jump, comparator, redstone, dig down 2 blocks, throw in a repeater facing into the hopper. I'm going to cover that back up, drop this block down one, pop in 2 more pieces of redstone, and then the last step here is I'm going to drop down below the hopper, just like so, and I'm going to place a redstone torch. Then I can fill this back up, and our sorting system is complete already. The only thing I have to do is fill this in now. So to fill this in, I'm going to grab my iron ingot and my 4 separate slabs that I had. And I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to place iron ingot in the farthest left-hand slot, and my 4 slabs across. And you'll see that our comparator comes on, just like so, which means that our sorting system is done. The bonus of doing this like this is I can actually go and cover everything up, so you'll never even know that it's there. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, your sorting system section for this is completely done. What's going to happen here is our iron is going to come out of our farm, down into this hopper. It's going to come over. If it's iron, it'll get dropped down into this chest. If it's a poppy, it'll get taken over, put into the composter, drop down, and then bone meal will end up in this chest right here. And this is all expandable, by the way. So, we have our sorting system done. Let's get to actually making the iron farm. Alright, so we're ready to start making our actual iron farm now. So, this is actually probably the easiest part of the entire thing. What you're going to do is you're going to come to where your line of hoppers starts. You're going to come over to the second hopper and place one of your building blocks there. Now, from this building block, you're going to bridge out 7 blocks this way and 7 blocks this way. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm just going to go and fill in the rest of these. Just like so. Now, once I've done this, I'm going to take this up 2 blocks. So I'm going to go up 1, 2. And I'm just going to very simply fill in the rest. Just like this. And this will be the base for what our Iron Golem farm is going to be. Alright, and now that we have that done, ladies and gentlemen, your next step is very simple. It's to take and put stone slabs on top of all of these. Now, the reason that we're putting slabs on top of all of these is we want to ensure that when our iron golems spawn way up in the sky, that they do not have any chance of spawning on top of these. And this also helps to ensure that this is spawn proof as well, so that no mobs are spawning on top of this and getting onto the inside, because that would not be a fun time at all. So after we're done with this, what we're going to do is we're going to come down into the center. I'm going to break this bottom block right here, and you should be able to see our first hopper right here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 1 more hopper. I'm going to come over, and I'm going to place a hopper directly like so. This will be where our iron drops down through into our little sorting system. And now that we have this done, ladies and gentlemen, we can actually move on to the interior section of this. So we're going to start off with the actual lava pool that's going to be what inevitably destroys our iron golems. And it looks just like this. I'm going to put an oak sign right here, 1 here, and I'm also going to throw one right down at the bottom right here. And this is going to create a little well that's going to make it so that my lava cannot flow out of this area. So this will make it so that our iron doesn't get burned up, but the iron golem still does. And the only other thing we need to do in here is in this opposite corner, jump up, and I'm going to place a water bucket right here and destroy that just like so. Now this is going to make it so that no matter where our iron golem falls in here, he's going to flow over into the lava, get burned up, and drop his iron and poppies down right into our sorting system, where they'll be sorted out accordingly. Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, now that we have this base built right here, we can actually move on to the redstone and the platform portion of this. So for this section, what you're going to need to do is you're going to take this corner block right here, the block that's directly above our water source, you're going to break it, and you're going to build up 6 blocks high. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like so. Now that you've gone up 6 blocks high, you're going to go back 8 blocks. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're also going to go over 3 blocks. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks, just like so. And actually, we're going to go 1 more block. And now that I've gone over this, I'm going to come and fill everything in. But I want to make sure that I leave this row right here unfilled. So I don't want to fill in this last row. I want it to be my pillar, an empty row, and then my row right here. Now that I have this done, I can actually start on creating my redstone that I need right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to take my repeaters and I'm going to place them just like so. I'm going to take my redstone dust and make a line just like this so they're all interconnected. I'm going to put a piece of redstone dust right here, and then back behind that I'm going to take and I'm going to put some sticky pistons. So I'm going to go sticky piston right here, and I'm also going to go sticky piston right here, just like so. Now, on the empty side, I'm going to put a redstone block, just like this. And if you don't know what we're creating, essentially what we're creating right now is we are creating a hopper clock. So, to create that, I'm going to go to this section right here, and I'm going to take my hopper, pop it into it, I'm going to break this block, and then on the same side, I'm going to place a hopper feeding back into itself. This is creating a hopper clock, and I'll show you how this works in just a second. But before we do that, we're going to need to go and we're going to take a comparator and place it right here, just like this, facing outwards. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, just like so. I'm going to build out 2 more blocks, just like this. I'm going to place a block here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, build out, block here, and then I'm going to go and place some redstone, just like so. Now, this is a hopper clock, and this design has been around forever. Essentially how it works is if I take, let's say, 32 stone and put it in here, notice how the stone is feeding, and when the stone is feeding, it's making this piston extend. But as soon as this stone runs out, this piston will retract and the other piston will extend, causing my repeaters to go, just like this. And this is going to be very important for what we're doing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take all of the blocks out of here that don't need to be in here at the moment. And notice the less blocks that we have, the faster it goes. So you want to make sure that you are definitely ready for this before you start putting items in here. If not, you're going to have a hard time getting them out. Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, now that we have our redstone built, we can move on to the next section. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off by just going up one block higher than this corner right here, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to build out a platform that extends one past everything that I have here. So this is the end block that I have. I want one that goes one past here. And I'm just going to build over, same length, one past, and I'm going to come all the way back, just like so. Boom, just like this. Now, we can go ahead and we can fill this in. Now, the only thing that you want to make sure here is that when you're filling this in, you are not filling in this set of blocks right here or this set of blocks right here. Everything else, this is all completely fair game, just like so. I want to leave this little well right here. Now, once you have this done, you can come back up and we can add another row that goes along the outside, just like so. Boom. Just to build this wall up just a little bit. Alright, and now that we have that section done, ladies and gentlemen, we could do a couple other things here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and fill in this row right here, just like this. And we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to get things set up for our villager trading stations here. But before we can do that, we need to take our sticky pistons and place them just like so, making sure that they're all facing up. Because what's going to happen here is in this back section, we're going to have a zombie. Okay, and once we have this zombie back in here, this piston setup right here that's attached to our hopper clock is going to be what causes the iron golems to spawn. And I'll explain that in just a second. But for right now, we can take and put our sticky pistons out. We can put some of our building blocks on top of it. And then we can go ahead and start working on our little villager station here by grabbing all 4 of our villager stations and all 4 of our beds. So I'm just going to pop these guys in right here. Like I said, you can have any type of workstation that you want as long as it is a workstation that the villagers will be able to use. I'm going to go ahead and place my beds just like so, all 4 of them. And then behind each of these, to make sure that this is very well lit up, I'm going to go ahead and place a lantern, just like so. And this will give the villagers a space where they can sleep, they can work, and they can also make sure that mobs are not going to spawn. And I'm also going to come over and I'm just going to throw a couple lanterns right here, just to be on the safe side and make sure that nothing spawns in this area that we don't want to spawn. And with that, the base level, bottom level of our iron farm is ready to go. Alright, so believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually almost done here. The next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need your stack of glass, and you're also going to need some more slabs, because we're going to enclose this place in. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm just going to go around the entire area that I have here, and I'm just going to go and place one row of glass around the entire area. Now, once I've done this, I can actually come up to this area where our zombie is going to be, and I can take and just place some slabs, just like so, all the way across, because we want to make sure not only is this area a little bit lower so our zombie can't accidentally jump out, but we want to make sure that nothing's going to spawn on top of this period. So once I have this done, just like this, I can come back and on the next layer, I can go ahead and place another layer of glass. Just like so. And once I've placed another layer of glass here, I can come up and I can put some slabs across the entire thing and create a roof for our villager prison of sorts that we have. Just like so. We want to make sure that we don't have any double slabs in here, because that will make a full brick that mobs can spawn on. And actually, I'll get rid of this row, and I'll just throw another layer of glass right on top of here, and throw some slabs right on top of here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you are very, very, very close to having a completed iron farm. We just have one very important step left. Alright, and for our final step here, ladies and gentlemen, we need to make the water slide of doom for our iron golems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this bottom block right here, and I'm just going to come out 3 blocks and make myself a little platform that goes all the way out to the very, very end of my structure that I have right here. And once I have this done, I'm going to come right to here and build up 1 block and kind of build a little rim around the outside, just like so, because I want to have a place just like so. I want to have a place for my iron golems to spawn, and then they're going to slide off the edge here, and you should notice that this makes it so that there's absolutely no way they can slide off and miss this area right here. So once we've got this done, we can grab our water bucket again. We can come over and place 3 things of water just like this. Notice how they all come right to the end and then stop. And then I can take some slabs, just like so, and place them around the edge. And the only thing this is going to do is this is going to help ensure that I don't have iron golems spawning on the edge of my little water platform here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is our completed structure for our iron farm. The only thing that we have left to do here is add our villagers in. So, if you are in survival mode, there are many different ways to move villagers. I'll link a couple down in the comments and description down below of how you can move villagers. But if you're in creative mode, the best way to do this is to just grab a villager egg and very simply just pop it in here. So we want to have 4 villagers, and we want to make sure that when we spawn in a villager, we want to make sure that he takes a job before he does anything else. So look, this villager has taken the fletching job. We want to spawn in another villager. Make sure he takes a job. So there's 2. Okay, he's taking a job. There's 2. We spawn in a 3rd villager. And he should take a job. Yep, he's taking a job. And then I spawn in a 4th villager. And he is taking a job as well. Fantastic. So they've taken all of the jobs. And now we can encase them in their prison for all eternity. Just like so. Which brings us to the problem of how do you get a zombie in here and how do you keep one in here? So the easiest way to do this if you're in survival mode is to very simply just create a set of stairs up to the top and lure a zombie into there. Now, you are going to need two things here. You're going to need a name tag, and you're going to need an anvil. And you're going to need these because we're going to need to be able to name our zombie. So I'm going to throw down my anvil, I'm going to put my name tag in here, and I am going to name my zombie, let's call him Fred. So we're going to call our zombie Fred. I'm going to come back up to the top here. I'm going to break my little area, just like so. I'm going to grab a zombie spawn egg, just like this. And I'm going to throw myself a zombie down in here. I'm going to name him Fred, and then I'm going to entomb him in for all eternity as well. And once I've done that, I can come down to the bottom, to my hopper clock. I can throw in whatever I want to throw in. And as soon as I have, you can see the villagers start freaking out because they can see the zombie. This will inevitably spawn iron golems over here. They will fall down into our little area, get burned up, and then everything will go down into the appropriate chests. Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, just as a comparison here, because waiting for an iron farm to fill up on... waiting for an iron farm to fill up that's just starting out is gonna take a while. I wanted to show you guys the one that I have running on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Craft server right now. So, it is the exact same design, except it was built in survival mode instead of creative mode. And you can see that the only difference here is I have a few more chests here, and I also have an underground system to let us go up and down. So if we go down and take a look at my chest system here, there are 100 chests designated specifically for iron here, and over the course of just a few days, we have not only just filled up this bottom chest, but we've filled up every chest all the way up. Oh my goodness. We have filled up every single chest on the first row. And almost an entire chest on the second row. So this is more iron than any one person is ever going to know what to do with. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we have created a fully functional, automated Iron Golem Farm that is going to not only sort your iron and poppies out for you, but is going to produce an insane amount of iron for you as well. But unfortunately, that is all the time that I have for today's episode. I'm sure it's quite long already, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'm DK. If you really enjoyed everything, please make sure and hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments below if you found this helpful or not. And if you really liked everything, please make sure and hit the subscribe button because it helps out the channel a lot, and you get to keep up with the hijinks that we have on the channel. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm DK, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye!